You are listening to The Thought Leaders Show with the world's cutting-edge, hottest innovators, influencers, and impact makers today. If you are looking for inspiration and motivation, listen in. Welcome to The Thought Leaders Show. Now, here's your host.
Hi, this is Tammy Patzer, and I'm really excited to introduce today's guest, Dezi Koster. Born a natural healer, Dezi became a seeker of deeper truth, desiring knowledge about consciousness and the universe around her. After completing her studies in psychology, holistic medicine, and Maharishi Ayurveda, she kept searching for ways that she could contribute to improving the health and quality of life for her clients and the world as a whole. In 2011, Dezi had a life-changing encounter when she met Guruji Trivedi, founder of the Trivedi effect. After receiving her first blessing from Guruji, Dezi realized this was what she'd been seeking her entire life. Through Guruji's blessings and guidance, her divine gift was enhanced. She is able to harness and transmit life force energy to people, animals, and plants to optimize their potential and to change the nature and behavior of non-living materials. Dezi's healing abilities have been validated in scientific research for overall health and well-being, improved quality of life, anti-aging, vitamin D3, and bone health. Welcome, Dezi.
Hi, Tammy. It's such a privilege and pleasure to be here. Thank you. Thank you for the introduction.
You're welcome. And this is a really exciting time we live in when you think about all of the research and the science and things that we used to just take as faith. Now we actually can validate scientifically energy and the harnessing of energy. I'd really appreciate if you could tell me more about the Trivedi effect and what it is.
Yeah, of course. So as you kind of read in my bio, really the founder of the Trivedi effect is Guruji Mahendra Trivedi. We call him Guruji, which means beloved teacher. And this is an amazing phenomena where a person can harness the energy of creation. All around us is this amazing energy, the energy of creation. It's inherently intelligent, universal energy. And so it is the ability to harness this energy, transmit it anywhere in the world, and then infuse it. What they found with Guruji was that he could infuse it at the atomic, cellular, molecular levels, all these different levels to really enhance both living organisms and non-living materials, really to optimize the potential. For us as human beings, it means it improves quality of life, it really boosts immunity, health, it really changes who we are at the most fundamental level. The other thing it does, it really fulfills us because it deepens and enhances us. It enhances our connection with the divine, the God of our understanding. And so many people nowadays are really looking for that fulfillment. When we look at non-living materials, it really changes their behavior, the characteristics. So what you have are higher quality materials with plants and animals. What we're seeing is the plants are stronger, healthier, more impervious to disease. They have a high nutritional content. And with animals, again, with plants, they don't need pesticides, herbicides, so there's less toxins and pollutants. With animals, we find again that they're stronger, they're healthier, they don't need all the antibiotics, growth hormones, better quality meat, or if it's cows and dairy, it's better quality dairy. They're less plagued by diseases. So it's a remarkable thing that we're seeing with the Trivedi effect. And Guruji has done over 4,000 scientific research studies. Again, it's incredible when you think how prolific he is. And his science has been over a broad spectrum of science. So we see it in biotechnology, we see it in genetics, we see it in agriculture, material science, cancer, human health. So we're seeing this amazing effect across so many different areas of science, and that's also what makes it remarkable, that it's not just in one area, but this is replicated again and again. He's been published in over 350 science journals, so peer-reviewed science journals here in the US, and then his research, his publications are in thousands of universities around the world, and the top universities. So it really is, you mentioned science. This is a body of knowledge. It's the cutting edge. It is the future of science. It's the up and coming future of medicine. The remarkable thing about the Trivedi effect is that it can be sent to the recipient anywhere in the world. So it doesn't matter what the recipient is or where it is, whether it's a person or a substance or cells, animals, plants, whatever it is, they can receive this energy from remotely from anywhere. So it's very exciting.
Wow. I think that's very, the scientific research alone is impressive. And I think as people listen to this, that, sometimes people are like, well, how can that be? But the truth is, if you think about energy and the life force energy and the source of life, it makes perfect sense that it could be scientifically validated. So can you tell me more about how you met Guruji and part of your journey?
Absolutely. So how I met Guruji, it was back in 2011. I was coaching. I was doing high-end business coaching and consulting, and one of my clients said to me, "I'm really excited. I'm coming to California." And I said, "Okay, what are you doing?" And she said, "I'm coming to a retreat with Guruji Mahendra Trivedi." And I went, "Mahendra Trivedi? Who's that?" I'd never heard of him. And she was really excited, and she said, "Look, I can't really tell you everything about him. The best way to let you know about him is to go to his website and take a look." So, of course, I went to his website and I watched a video, and immediately, upon watching the video, I could feel something about him. There was something in my spirit that just started leaping, if you will. Something in me just went, "Oh my goodness, there is something about this man." So I immediately signed up for, there was an online webcast that you could do. And I was on the webcast, and I don't know if that's somebody calling me, but anyway, I was on the webcast, and there were 2,000 people, which was amazing. That here was this man that was going to be blessing 2,000 people, and yes.
I don't think that's me. I'm on mute.
Okay, I'll just mute this for a sec. Just give me a moment, and we'll probably have to edit this. I'll just find out what's going
on. I think you're okay now. Go ahead.
All right. Yes. So I apologize about that. Somebody obviously was trying to connect. So there were 2,000 people on the call, and again I went, here is a man that is going to be blessing. He's sending an energy transmission to 2,000 people. That to me was incredible. It let me know that how incredibly powerful, what an amazing gift that he had. So at the end, I received the blessing, and it was an incredible experience.
Excuse me, Dezi, can you speak a little louder?
Sure.
Your volume went down.
All right. So what I when I after the blessing that I had, it was really an incredible experience. I felt just so peaceful, so connected, and really no words to describe what a profound experience it was. But at the same time, I had this intuition that there was something going on. I had my phone next to me, and I looked down at my phone, and I had this intuition something had happened. And I picked up my phone, and I got a phone call from my mother in Australia, and my brother had just died. So I'd had this incredibly profound experience, and then this shocking, this news about my brother, and that just, of course, it just absolutely threw me. And I got up, I walked outside because I was living in a house with some very good friends of mine, and I walked out and I was crying. I said, "Oh, my brother's just died," and all of a sudden, as I'm experiencing, like, I'm sad and I'm in shock and in grief, but I all of a sudden had this, the only way I can describe it is this ecstatic experience. It was, and I'm trying. I mean, there was no way my mind could even fathom what was going on. But again, my spirit, my being, felt this is what it's like to be fully alive. This is what it's like to be fully awake and present as a human being. And that was it for me. It was like, okay, the only reason, the only way that this has happened is because of this man, because of Guruji. So I immediately signed up for the retreat, and I went, I have to know more. So I went to the retreat. The very first person that I met, I was there waiting to sign up on the day, and somebody put their hand on my shoulder, and one of my biggest prayers to God was like, I just want to meet him. I just want to meet him. And the very first person who put their hand on my shoulder, I looked up, and it was Guruji. And again, this is a sign. It was like, oh my God, it's him. And it was just so amazing to be in his presence. And so that was my very, very first meeting. But during that retreat, 9 months before my brother had died, my dad had died. So my dad had died, my brother had died. And of course, I was experiencing such a lot of sadness and loss. And in that retreat, it lifted, it went. And there was just this peace. So I had the great opportunity to be able to, again, meet Guruji in person and do an in-person energy transmission, an in-person blessing with him. So I immediately signed up for that. I went down, and it became my turn. I sat in front of him. And, before we went there, I was briefed, don't talk, don't look, just sit there in silence, be in reverence. And it was like, of course. But I sat in front of him, and I looked into his eyes. Guruji has the most beautiful eyes. They're just bottomless, they're fathomless. But I looked into his eyes, and they went from brown, and they went indigo blue, and then all the stars in the universe. It was like the entire universe appeared in his eyes. And I just went, oh my God, your eyes. And, that was it. And it was, and he smiled, and he said, I'm in a trance. I said, no. I said, I see you. It's like I see all the stars in the universe. And it was like, you're what I've been searching for my whole life, because for me, that's what I had been looking for. I had known about when I was doing my Maharishi Ayurveda, we learned about 5,000 years ago, there were these great rishis, these great seers, who were like enlightened beings, and they were able to not only cognize and understand everything around them, but because of their level of development, they were able to bring people back to wholeness, to health, to wellness. They were able just to look at them and automatically, they would, their original blueprint, their essence would be restored, and they would come back to good health, perfect health, that type of thing. And wonderful things would start emanating. So when I saw that in Guruji, that was it for me. I have that burned in my memory in every cell of my being. So he mentioned that he was going to start to do this amazing course, this program called the Healing Masters Course, which is now called the Healer's Mastery Program. And I said, I'm doing it. So I signed up for it in 2011. It started, and little by little, I kept on, I received energy from Guruji over several years. And then in 2014, he called me up and he said, can you come to Las Vegas? And I said, of course. When Guruji says, can you come? You don't even think. You just, of course, you go. So I came to Las Vegas, and, he said to me, I've checked with the divine and you are ready to be developed. And he said, you need to come and be here in Las Vegas. So, it was such a huge honor. It was, oh my God, of course I'll come. So I packed up everything. I had about 85, 90 clients. I had my house, but it was just, in 3 weeks, by the grace of divine, the grace of Guruji, everything was packed up, and I moved to Las Vegas. For 4 years, I worked in Guruji's company, Trivedi Global Inc. I sometimes worked also, so I worked as the client services manager, clients relationship manager, and also sometimes as Guruji's assistant. So over the years, I received blessings all the time from Guruji, his guidance, his caring, there is no words to describe how grateful I am. He's changed my life. He's been my greatest well-wisher, and without him, I would not be here. He's just done so many things for me, helped me and my family. And in 2015, he so graciously offered to all of the participants in this Healer's Mastery Program the opportunity to do some science experiments. So again, immediately said yes. And so I started doing science experiments, and then the first lot were published I think at the end of 2016, 2017, the last one was published this year. And, that's how I got here, really through the grace of God, through the absolute grace of Guruji. And, without somebody like Guruji, like I said, I would not be here. Through him and his incredible caring, his divine grace, this ability to harness this energy of creation, this life force energy, the ability to transmit it, and then the ability for it to be, sent anywhere remotely around the world, or, of course in person, and for it to be infused to really optimize the potential of all living beings and non-living materials. So that gift of mine has been enhanced through Guruji. Yeah. And so now I can do the Trivedi effect as well.
So that's quite a journey that you've been on since you met him. So now you've been working on developing your own innate abilities, and you've been scientifically validated. So who are you working with now as a healer, or as someone who's using the Trivedi effect to help others? How are you doing that?
So there are kind of 4 main areas that I'm working in. One is with people if they want to improve their quality of life, health and wellness, all areas. One of the things about doing science is instead of just relying on hearsay, or instead of just relying on somebody's testimonial, it actually measures directly, empirically measures the impact. And sorry, I'm just going to mute again. Okay, hopefully they will stop. I've just left a message. So what I was saying about science is that what science does, it empirically measures the impact of this energy, this life force energy, which really effect. So you can actually see what it does. Not only what it does, but you actually get to see where it's having an impact. And that's really important, because it's one thing to say, I'm a healer.
Can you turn your volume back up?
It is back up. It's interesting. Okay, so how's that volume?
Okay.
My goodness. All right. So I'll start from the science. Okay, so the one thing about science is that it empirically measures the impact of the energy. It measures the life force energy and the impact it has. It measures the impact of this Trivedi effect. And that way you can see what it's doing. It's one thing for somebody like me to say, I'm a healer. What's the outcome? And so we can see what the direct impact is, and we can also see where it's having an impact. And that's the beauty of science, because it directly measures specific impacts and where specifically. So, for example, from my research, from this preclinical research, here are some of the key findings. And what we found is 100% boost in immunity, 90% decrease in stress, 90% decrease in inflammation, 30% increase in blood cells, 95% improvement in heart functioning, 25% improvement in liver and kidney function. For bones, there is 430% improvement in ALP, which is an enzyme that works with bones. 180% improvement in bone mineralization, 80% improvement or increase in levels of collagen, then 400% increase in levels of elastin. So this is like improvements in the skin, 50% improvement in hyaluronic acid. So when you see results like this, you can see, just if somebody has a reduction in stress, in inflammation, boost in immunity, those three things alone have a huge impact on our health, on our functioning, the way we think, reducing all the major stresses. And when you can reduce inflammation, then our body's natural ability to repair, restore, rejuvenate increases. We have greater bioavailability for nutrients. So, one of the areas, of course, is health. That's one of the key areas, just helping people with their quality of health, their quality of life, and for impacting so they have less worry, less stress, less anxiety, depression, those type of things. So that's one area. Another area that I'm working in is things to do with corporate wellness. Because corporate wellness, again, there are a lot of people out there that are starting a business, or they're starting a new business venture. They might be already established, but they need a boost. Or they might be already doing really well, and they want to take their business to a higher level. And one final thing, which is, what I'm finding with some people, and this is another area that I'm finding, is that there might be that thing or there might be something that they are missing. You know, they don't have the fulfillment that they're looking for, or that level of satisfaction, or they don't have that connection with the divine, the God of their understanding. So, you know, I can be working with people just for that, waking them up to connecting their spirit at a deeper, more enhanced level with the God of their understanding, so that they feel more fulfilled, so that they feel a greater level of satisfaction. They have better relationships, that they have more, their inner guidance system, or that level of intuition is enhanced. And that's something that's really important. For businesses, you know, that corporate wellness, it improves financial, it helps to improve their finances, financial success. It increases their capacity to generate income, which is important because, you know, if you cannot boost that capacity to generate income, then you're going to kind of plateau out. You're going to get to a ceiling. Another thing is for attracting optimal business opportunities. Another thing is to boost your preeminence in your field so that you're recognized and you're distinguished for who you are, for who your company is. Developing more significant and beneficial business relationships. This is another thing that's really important because, as you know, business is about who we're connected with. Sometimes we can end up with the most fortuitous opportunity because we've really taken care and nurtured a business relationship over time. So, you know, that's what this helps to do. It helps improve productivity, the effectiveness and efficiency of companies, and so much more. So that's corporate wellness. And then the final area that you know, I work with is in areas of agriculture, viticulture, livestock. I've been invited to go to Argentina in October, and I'll be working in those specific areas. But what it does is it helps with the actual, you know, if you're blessing or sending this energy to plants, what it does is it boosts their level of health and vitality. It strengthens the plant or the plants themselves. It makes them stronger and more impervious to disease. It improves or it increases the nutrients that they contain. It increases the yield of the products. So, you know, let's say that you could grow 500 pounds of something. You may find after a blessing it's 1,000 pounds or 2,000 pounds. And also less need or no need for the toxic pesticides, herbicides, fungicides. With animals, there's not as much need for things like growth hormone, antibiotics, because again, it makes them stronger, more resistant to bacteria, viruses, and different bugs that are around them. So what we're finding in that area is that you've got better quality produce, less disease produce, higher yield, and then, of course, that gives you greater income in the marketplace. So that's the other area.
Wow, there's just so many applications, like you said, from personal development to corporate wellness to agriculture and just universal applications with plants, animals, minerals. It's really interesting. So I'm going to invite you back another time and we'll talk about some more things. But until then, where can people find out more about you and get in touch with you?
Yeah. So my website, I've been told, is almost ready. So in the next week, you should be able to find me on my website. And that's just DeziKoster.com, DeziKoster.com. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Google+, YouTube. So you can find me under my name, under all the kind of main social media. You can contact me by phone. My web cell number is 707-702-3394. or you can email me directly, and that's Dezi, D-E-Z-I, at DeziKoster.com. So that's the way people can contact me and reach out to me. And
Okay, great.
delighted to hear from you.
Well, thank you. I mean, again, I want to invite you back again another time, because obviously we can take a deep dive into all of these different uses of the energy and the life force energy. And of course, you're going to be doing all these cool adventures in the future. So, that would be exciting to learn about, more about also. So until then, thank you so much. I really appreciate all your time.
Thank you. All right. Bye.
This is Tammy Patzer. Go make it a beautiful day.
You've been listening to the Thought Leaders Show. To get all past shows and to get all future shows, go to thoughtleadersshow.com.